The other thing about this process that I wanted to just kind of focus on was the fact of eating processed foods. I mean, everybody, you know, when you take that process away from the body and you process the foods externally and you dump it in, you're impoverishing your food supply. That doesn't mean that I'm against supplements, and I think that there's some targeted supplements that make sense based upon what our biomarkers are helping us to see. But it's not, you don't want to stop feeding yourself, and you have to have fundamental good health, which gets down to kind of the CrossFit things. Eating a whole foods diet, eating this paleo primal type diet, which I believe is the most sound diet, doing these complex movements, getting your rest, drinking your water, living basic life, and then if you follow these fundamental simplicities of life, then all of these complexities that we're working on and looking at and trying to put back together, it all starts making sense, and then we're able to empower you because we're educating you and teaching you about your body. We're not having you come and us tell you whether you're healthy or not. You know, I always used to tell people, if your physician doesn't look healthy, I don't know. You know, you may not want to listen to. I mean, it's a little bit, you know, suspect. Carbohydrates, they're so rich, they're almost kind of intoxicating to the body. And so the best way to like kind of put everybody's guard down is to you know, feed them. I mean, that's what to do with an angry animal. You know, feed it, it'll calm down. So you get your immune system kind of drunk on simple sugars. It depresses the function. Like the other thing is that I didn't mention this, but you know, I alluded to ATP and mitochondria, which as Jim mentioned is kind of, we know it's the symbiotic organelle that has kind of co-developed with us. Mitochondrial decline is kind of one of the major theories of aging, and so what happens is that there's this master gene called PCG that increases the growth of mitochondria. So we know that proteins, free amino acids and free fatty acids turn on PGC, turn on mitochondria. We know that sugar and glucose turn it off. And you have to say, okay, why is that happen? And by the way, like ATP gets broken down to ADP in AMK and blanking on, yeah, I think it's monokinase. Those all turn it on. So when you're doing kind of things that are in this high intensity intervals and anaerobic, where you're getting a debt of, I don't have enough energy to sustain this practice or this movement, PGC1 gets turned on. But sugar, the highest octane fuel, it's the most fuel efficient fuel we have. So when you're flushing it into your system, you're totally disincentivizing a lot of mitochondria. And you may feel better short term, but like when you're still in your fasting state, like when you sleep at night, when you have to repair, when the immune system has most of its surveillance, like, so one of the features of cancer often is kind of night sweats. The immune system, when it finally gets a break, is like, okay, wait a second, something's not right here, and it's mounting an immune response. So when you have that crucial time where you're repairing and rejuvenating, you don't have enough mitochondria. So you don't have enough because you're feeding it this high octane fuel all day long, and it's not going to get to all the processes it needs to go. And so then you have this sludge and this buildup. You know, you have beta amyloid plaques in Alzheimer's disease. You have this congestion of cholesterol and cardiovascular disease. So you know, how you fuel your body matters.